Ladies and gentlemen, hello. Welcome to Tales from the Film Set. And oh my gosh, do we have a show for you this week? And you may be noticing that we have people missing. Yes, Scott will unfortunately not be here today, and neither will Davion. They will be missed. But we do have somebody new here today that is a new exclusive just for this show, just for today. And that is the one, the only, Jonah Jackson.
Good to be here, Manny. Good to be here.
Hey, how you doing, sir?
Good. It's good to be here. I'm glad to be on.
Yes, happy to have you here. We are gonna let me tag some people in real quick. Why not you just talk about yourself for a quick second while I figure this out? Just give a short little intro.
Well, I'm a first time on a podcast. This is my first time, so you guys gonna have to be patient with me. Also, first time recording videos on Comic-Con. So if you got any complaints about the interviews, blame me on the angles.
You did freaking amazing, sir. I do gotta say that. I really enjoyed them. Let's see. I need to share this out real quick. So now that I shared that, let's go to my profile. Let's hopefully we can get some people in here. Let me go to my Facebook. It's posted. Let me go to tag all followers. Oh, they're not. They're only letting me do highlights. Okay. Anyways, there we go. So, all right. Hi guys. Whoa, we got 4 people already in here. Let's go. Let's help him go. So, no, I'm not Buddy tonight, but we were just Buddy the Elf this coming up last weekend here at the wonderful GalaxyCon in Oklahoma City. I just gotta say it was an amazing event. Can't post comments too soon.
A beautiful event.
Yes, very beautiful. Sorry guys, I am trying to do one thing. This is hold on, why is it not? Because I don't think I can do that. Hold on. That. Never mind. What I'm gonna need your help, Jonah. I know it's your first time using it. You will see different things that have comments and stuff.
Okay.
If you see comments, let me know, and you can actually click on the comment, and it'll show the comment.
Okay.
It should be like one of the buttons, and it was actually. Hold on. Never mind. Hold on. I've got an idea. Sorry guys. My phone's not acting the way it used to. So give me 1 second.
I have your comments pulled up.
Because hold on, we'll just do this. Do accept all cookies because we love cookies.
Oh yeah, and fudge, right?
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes, we'll be talking about that. So, ladies and gentlemen, we did a fudge eating contest this last weekend. And where is? It's funny you mentioned that, but where did it go? Thought I brought it down. Did I not grab it with me? Hold on, guys. Hold on. I will be right back. Jonah, give me 1 second. Sorry, guys. Yep, there it is.
For anyone who hasn't been to GalaxyCon, you really have to visit. Best floor plan on any con I've been to.
Oh wait, sorry guys. We're coming. So yes, so we were at GalaxyCon this last weekend, and I got to do a fudge eating contest. And let Let's be back on camera. This is probably our most hectic live ever, and I apologize. Whee! Okay, we got one heart. Sweet. And I'm trying to log into this phone. Give me 1 second. Come on. Raspberry. So yes, we did a fudge eating contest this last weekend, and it was crazy. First, I want to give a huge shout out to Kellen Lutz, which you may know as Emin from the Twilight series, and you may be saying, why am I giving him credit? Well, the biggest reason why I'm giving him credit is because, why are we acting? Oh, there we go. Never mind. Okay, now I can see chat. Why are we echoing? Comments. Okay, so no comments. Okay. All right. Anyways, so yes, we got to do a fudge eating contest, and Kellen Lutz came and supported me this last weekend here at GalaxyCon in Oklahoma City. And I just got to say it meant a lot. We will be posting, we got a full-on video because of this guy right here.
It was a beautiful video.
So, sir, what did you think of that fudge eating contest?
I could not believe. I mean, I would have. I guess it would be prideful to say that it was the main event, but there was about 500 people around us. I mean, it was ridiculous. And hearing them all, everyone was so excited, and I did not think it was going to be as big as it was until we got there. And then, vampires being in the audience kind of made it even bigger. So,
yeah. Just Kelly just casually chilling over there, rooting his buddy the elf on, one of the wildest experiences. And you may be asking yourself, how did I achieve that? Well, I really don't know. So here's the story. We were getting autographs, and all of a sudden there's an announcement going, ladies and gentlemen, there's a fudge eating contest. And da, 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 da. And he's like, what's that about, a fudge eating contest? And I said, well, I'm 97% sure I'm part of that. He's like, you are? And I said, yeah, I talked to them kind of before I got over here first thing, and they couldn't confirm it's me because obviously it ended at the end of the day they were trying to get all submissions by the end of the day. So legally they couldn't tell me if I was in it or not. But they said, we got our eyes on you. We see you. We know who you are. We got you, Well, I found out later on that Kellen went over to their table and said, hey, is Buddy the Elf actually going to be in the fudge eating contest? Well, then I find this out towards I went back to his table and he said, yeah, I went over there and told them. And I asked them and they said, yeah, he came over and you're in it. This was at the end of the day. I found out. I finally got the text the next morning, but they were like, you're in this. And Kellen told me if I was in this, that he would come support me. And I was kind of scared, I'll be honest, because I was seeing what time it is, and I kept going over to his table because I was going to give him the good news. But every time I tried to go over there, he wasn't at his table. Either he had photo ops or a panel or, and it said he'll be back at his table at 3:45. Well, I was over there at 3:45. He was not there. But much love, Kellen. But you were not there. And I'm saying this for a reason because he gave me crap. And I was supposed to be on stage at 3:50. But here I am at Kellen's booth. And it was 3:50. So I left. Well, I had to go to the restroom real quick. And then I get to stage. They're texting me like, are you on your way? And then I was there. And they're like, okay, now that Buddy's here. And they gave me crap. They're like, so what took you so long? Well, I was trying to fetch a vampire. And then what was funny is when I got there, he just showed up. And he's like, bro, you didn't come get me. And I said, I tried. You weren't at your table. And so he came and supported. And so, yeah, you may be asking yourself, who won? Well, I won. It was 5 contestants. There was this big guy that was like, hey, I destroyed chocolate, and you guys have no chance. Cover your kids' eyes because it's going to be gruesome. Then you had this small-time creator that just looking for some fudge. Then you had a mom of 3 kids that was like, I don't get to eat chocolate. So we needed to give one for the moms, you know. And then you had Buddy the Elf that sticks to the 4 main food groups: candy, candy corns, candy canes, and syrup. And yes, and then the 5th, which a little skeptical, is they had to sneak one of their own, a GalaxyCon. And you will see this in the video, so I'm not saying anything that's not in the video, but GalaxyCon staff was the person that was right by me. And I'll be honest, I was a little scared. I thought I was going to lose because, like, you'll see in the video when we have it posted, which it should be posted sometime this week. I know it's going to be one of our first videos out of all the videos that we've done because it's already ready to go. I don't think Scott really has any editing because of this guy named Jonah, because the sound was perfect, because we were right by the speakers, the angles. I don't think Scott has to do any editing, but I could be wrong. But like, if anything, it'll be minimal. And so that's going to be our first video going up. You'll see how, like, I was losing, but then all of a sudden they started, like, telling, they were telling how people. And when I heard that I was behind, I just started ripping through that chocolate. I was like, no, I'm not losing. I'm here. I've got Kellen supporting me. I can't let that vampire down. And, and so next year I'm automatically signed up, because you may be asking, because I told you I won, what came with it? Well, I'll let you know what came with it. So one of the coolest things that came with the thing is 2 VIP tickets to GalaxyCon Oklahoma City. And Jonah became dark.
Sorry, my screen in the back just went off.
Oh, you're good.
There we go.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I need to see Jonah again. We need to get you lights. Lights, cameras, action. Guys, it shows us that we got 9 people watching. Comment below. Let us know what your favorite color is. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, Jonah's back! Woo! But yeah. So I won 2 VIP passes for GalaxyCon Oklahoma City for next year. They were already emailed to me. I'm getting one. And then this wonderful dude right here, if he doesn't already know, he also gets a VIP pass.
Designated cameraman, baby.
And that was your guys' small investment. You guys put the investment in getting me there, and then the least I can do to give back is give you a $325 gift. So we're gonna have a blast. We already got big plans, but I want to show you guys what I got. Which a couple items are missing in here, and that's okay. We'll just give them shout outs because I know what items I think are missing, and that's okay. So one of the items I got was a Charlie the Tuna. Joe Woes is the artist that was
baby.
And it's a signed and sketched. Here, we'll just take this out of the pop thing. Funko Pop. So that was pretty cool.
He's beautiful.
Yes, very beautiful. Where we go? Get some more light on my. Oh my gosh! Yes, let's show that on stage. That's funny. Why is it not showing it?
We're gonna have to put up a puke advisory on that video. I forgot about that.
What?
We're gonna have to put a puke advisory on that video. I forgot about that.
I'll let Scott deal with it. Why will it not show it? I'm trying to show your comment, Sarah. I wanted to show Sarah's comment. Hold on.
Yeah, not everybody can keep it down like Buddy.
Why can't I? Jonah, do me a favor.
Yes.
Go where you can see comments.
Yep.
Click on Sarah's comment.
Got it.
And it should say something about show on stage.
I might have done it.
I don't see it. See, this is, I don't like, hold on. Yeah, all right, never mind. Well, Sarah, I see your comment. It said, get some more light on that sexy guy named Jonah. Thank you for watching, Sarah. We appreciate you. We know you're at work. We wish you were here because you would have been one of my guests as well.
Oh, yeah.
But you had to be a loser and have to work. Let me see. Now will it let me? Hold on, guys. We're still trying. No, it's not working. Never mind. And for my phone, unless, hold on. I know I shouldn't do this angle, but I may have to. Oh, there we go. Hold on.
My boy went sideways.
There we go. Get some more light on that sexy guy named Jonah! And then Sarah's like, Craig. Thank you for being in the comments, Sarah. And yeah, okay. So we got the tuna fish, which is pretty cool. I've known Joe Woes for a while, so that was pretty cool. Now that we can take them off, now I can put it back this way. We won a cool water bottle, GalaxyCon water bottle. That's pretty cool. It came handy. Got it fuel up. Now, and Sarah finds out I had a battery pack on me. Didn't even realize it. It would have been so good to know. And this is one of the coolest battery packs. And Jonah may be like, why is that, Robert? Well, at first, so here's the battery pack. When you look at it, it's cool as it'll like light up like the percentage of it. Well, on the back of it,
Oh, that's awesome.
it has built-in chargers.
Oh, that is crazy. That is a lot of chargers too.
Yeah, and then you can also put 2 other chargers in it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is nice. That is real nice.
Crazy. I know. See it like flashes up when it's about to die.
Does it have GalaxyCon logoing at all?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. Dude, the GalaxyCon logo, I love it. I'm not gonna lie. I love it.
Then we got 2 t-shirts. So that was pretty cool. We got some t-shirts.
Did they end up switching you on size?
Yes, which the one, it's probably going to be a little too big on me because it's a 3X, but we have a 3X, which probably from all that fudge, I'll probably be a 3X. And then here's the 2X. The other one.
Oh, I love the print.
Because they said you're too fat for or you're too skinny or too fat for the other shirts they had of the other because they didn't have my size. Then we went chocolate because you want more chocolate. And then I want to give a huge shout out to my mom for eating the rest of my turtles and I only got 2. So huge shout out to you. I love you so much for eating the rest of my delicious turtles.
She's a woman of her word. She said so. She said, those are mine.
Yeah, she said hide them, and I forgot to hide them. Then, oh my gosh, so that one bag, it was a mystery blind bag, and it had dice.
Oh, nice.
So we got more dice. And then it came with the nice dice thing, which love that.
Oh, wow. That's nice. I like that.
We got 2 lanyards, more dice that were in the thing, a cozy for the company. Huge shout out to Copper Coast. That's the chocolate.
Craziest fudge I've ever seen.
Here's a GalaxyCon pin.
Oh, nice.
It also came with Galaxy cards that are not with me. They're out there. Then, oh my gosh, it came with socks. and we had the most funniest experience. Jonah was not with me, right? No, you were not, because I would
I
have
don't
had
think so.
So I had these socks, right? And I was walking out of the con. It was like to try to change the t-shirts. That's what I was doing. There was this cosplayer, and I wish I would have got video of it. I did not, but it was so funny. There was this cosplayer, and she had her wig off, but I didn't know she had her wig off. So she had a bald cap on and elf ears. So the first thing I think is that she's Dobby, because Jason Isaac being there, Lucius Malfoy. I didn't see the wig. I was like, oh, and I heard her say in the background, she's like, he better not. I was like, don't worry, I got something for you. I pull out this sock, or I go like this in my hand, and I said, and I hand it to her, and she did do the voice, even though that wasn't the cosplay. She's like, Master has given Dobby a sock. Dobby is a free elf. And we were just dying laughing because she wasn't expecting me to have an actual sock.
That's great.
I wasn't expecting to have an actual sock either until I won them. And those are from Joe Woes. And then it came with 2 other Joe Woes books that he did. And he signed them and sketched inside. And then that mystery blind thing also came with a 20-sided die pin. So that was cool.
That's cool.
And then
You gotta put them on the backpack.
Right. And then, well, thanks for the spoilers.
Sorry.
Because I was going to say, you may be wondering, where am I pulling it out of? I'm pulling it out of my GalaxyCon book bag. So, yeah, there's just a little of the stuff that I was given this weekend for the fudge eating contest. Plus, like I said, the 2 VIPs. So, yeah. Now we're going to move on. And let me see if we've got any comments from the, okay, Sarah's like, woo. Or is she saying, wow? Maybe she's saying wow because I called her out. I'd called me out too. Okay. Anyways. Whoa, that's cool. I have high grounds.
Quit throwing me around.
Yeah. Sorry. Trying to make you feel that. All right. Let's get to our next part of the segment where I want to talk to Mr. Jonah. So how did it feel? I know this ain't your first convention. And Sarah, you can comment below too, because I know you're watching, even though you should be working. If you want to comment below. But my question is, how did it feel to go to a convention and get to see a different perspective? Because yes, I know you've been to cons as regular, but how did it feel to be press?
I mean,
and correct me if I'm wrong, this is the biggest convention you've been to, right? Because the other ones you've been to were small ones. Have you ever been to one that was bigger than this one?
well, it's interesting because I went to the Dallas Con, and
You've been to Dallas Fan Expo.
Yes.
Okay,
and
never mind. So this ain't your biggest, because Dallas is bigger than this one.
Well, kind of. So this is the thing. GalaxyCon, their setup made the place feel much bigger.
Yes.
Without having the actual lines. They had tape lines. Everything felt more personal. I mean,
Okay.
being able to be closer to the stars and not being locked out with like actual gates. That's what they do at Dallas. And they have, the pull up lines, and them just having the tape on the floor and you being just right in front of them they were very much more accessible.
You must have not been to Dallas recently, because Dallas does do the tape now.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a better way to do it. When I went, it was during COVID, so maybe they were being more protective.
Yeah.
But no, the way the line situation was much better, and their floor plan is just amazing. I love the way they have it set up.
So how did it feel to be press?
It felt great. I mean, I love being a cameraman anyway. Love taking pictures. I'm not the kind of guy who likes to be in the video, so being outside of it and being able to record was great. And all the stars responded really well to being on camera. I mean, it's really easy to film someone as cool as them anyway, so it made my job easy.
Yeah, and speaking of that, we have 22 interviews. That's right. I said 22 interviews that are coming to the channel. You will see people like McFoley. You will see Brian Austin Green from 90210.
One of the best.
Yeah, that was great. And that'll lead to my next question after I say Chris Camp, which you would know from My Hero Academia. He's a Zawa. That was pretty cool. Judith Hogg, which you would know as April O'Neil from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, or AKA she was also from Halloween Town.
I didn't think we were going to get that one.
We were not, and yes, fun story. We were not going to get that one. Huge shout out for her. I understand why she's very skeptical, but what was interesting about her is she's very skeptical, but instead of just sticking with her no, she wanted to know more about us. She said, let me see this YouTube channel you've done. So I show her, and she's looking through all the interviews, and she sees Cam Clark. She sees Rob Paulson. She's like, okay, then we're good. And if y'all don't understand those names, those are your original TMNT, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle voice actors for the 80s. So she's like, if the Turtles were good enough to come on the podcast, so is she. And that's my words, not her words, but I'm just saying that was her approval. She's like, okay, I can be on.
I love her wording. She kept on saying "my turtles, my turtles." Yeah. I love that wording. My turtles. Yeah. Great.
Then, well, no, she was talking. Wait,
she was talking about the people dressed up next to her, and she said, yeah, those were my turtles.
She's talking about these suit actors were her turtles, not the Corey Feldman and
of course.
The other two that Brian Tucci and Michael Sis. I don't know how to say his last name. Then we got Murr from Impractical Jokers, and you will not want to miss that one. I think that will be posted after we do the fudge eating contest. That one is a wild. All I gotta say with that interview is buckle up.
Roller coaster.
Buckle up, Buttercup, because you're in for a wild ride with that one. You're about to be in the best 6 minutes of your life or the worst 6 minutes. And my co-host is Dark again. Hello. You need to pay your electricity bill, sir.
I don't know why. It's just connected to I'm using my TV as the backlight, so.
Oh, do you have a light that you could turn on by chance, or no? Because it's nighttime.
It's so bright that it's bad.
How bright? Like bright where it gives you a headache? Because if not, go ahead and turn on. He's like, fine, Rob. That's perfect.
I look like an angel.
Yes, you are an angel. Did you? Ooh, hold on. Okay, no. That's all I'm going to say to this comment. We did not ask anything that dealt with personal stuff. I don't know the behind the scenes, and that was not my business to know behind the scenes. Because he did kind of ask. He said, hey, what questions are you going to be asking? I said, one's about you. I said, nothing that's going to, because I don't know the whole situation with Joe and Murr, but I respect the guest and stuff. And, asking that question could have canceled the entire interview.
We're not paparazzi. We're fans.
Yeah. So, but Judy, I appreciate you being here. Keep asking more questions. So, yeah, we, like I said, and he was pretty funny. Oh wait, we got another comment. Oh no.
Do you want to talk about the? You want to talk about the Omni Hotel?
Hold on, we will. Way more in what's that word? In miser.
He was the most personal, I believe, out of everyone. I mean, he got real.
No. She was saying for press.
Oh yeah.
What's the I word she used?
Immersive.
Immersive. What's that mean?
Really bringing you into it and being in the moment and there. I mean, he brought his stuff up to the camera. I mean, he was very. You're gonna get some 3D images. The whole.
Oh yeah, let's just say Judy. You'll not want to miss that interview. Is all I gotta say. You do get to see his man bites, man things. And you get to see his ID about one of the parades.
Yeah, it's government ID.
Yeah. Then we got to interview Christopher Daniel Barnes, which is known as the 90s Spider-Man, or he's also known as Prince Eric from Little Mermaid. We got Chris Sarandon, that was a big one. That's Jack Skellington, or AKA Princess Bride. We didn't think we were going to get him, but we did.
I couldn't believe that one.
Lou Ferrigno was my most shocked one, and I know Scott Churchson here on Stream Punk Entertainment was like, whoa, I can't believe you got him. We got Michelle Hill Murphy, or also known as Jessica Flowers. That's Toph from Avatar: Last Airbender. She was the little kid from Emperor's New Groove, one of whatever the guy's name's kids. And she's also from, if you guys remember the wonderful movie Meet the Robinsons.
Oh yeah.
Then we had Charmaine Lay, which is, I know her best as Lucy from Fairy Tale. She's in a bunch of other things, but I can't tell you because I don't got
Sailor Moon, right?
Anime, yes.
Yeah.
Josh Keaton, which he was another Spider-Man. He's done a lot of Spider-Man stuff. He was pretty cool.
Not the new Spider-Man though, right?
Huh?
Not the newest Spider-Man, right?
Not the newest Spider-Man, which you'll see that I screwed up, but it's okay. Then we have Carlos, which, if you go to Carlos's Instagram, you'll see me in his video. He made a video of the weekend, and I'm almost like the second picture he shows. Actually, why not? Let's just go to Instagram on my other device and show you guys what I'm talking about. So I bought Mr. Carlos, which is the voice of Crocker from Fairly Odd Parents. So you'll see there.
Yeah.
I bought him a Coke with his name on it. It said share a Coke with Carlos, and I bought it. And he's like, "Oh my gosh, they made one with my name!" And it brought him so much excitement. And he drank it at the con. Like he opened it up and drank it, and but he drank it after I shook it up. You know, we just dropped it. I was like, "Don't open it right now." So he was really cool. That's my childhood. I love the Fairly Odd Parents. He's also Rocco from Rocco's Modern Life. He's a bunch of different things. That's Carlos. Pretty awesome guy. He's also from Camp Laszlo. We got the beautiful Greg Delisle. She was awesome. You would know her as Emily Elizabeth from Clifford the Big Red Dog. You would know her as Vicky from Fairly Odd Parents. You would know her as she's Sam from Danny Phantom, and you would know her as Frankie from Foster Home for Imaginary Friends, if you remember that amazing show. And she's Mandy from Billy and Mandy, and she's Daphne. So she's a million things. She's a wonderful voice actress, and we got to interview her. We got Suzanne Blakesley, which is Wanda from the Fairly Odd Parents and Timmy's mom, and she was a delight and wonderful. We got the one and only Lou Phillip Diamond, La Bambo, Young Guns, Stand By Me, wonderful guy. We got, Thomas Lennon, which I best know him from 17 again, but I think he's from Reno 911 or whatever that show is. Reno, it's Reno, but
yeah, it's Reno 911.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's see. Do we got any other comments? It says Judy said something, but I don't see it. Very involved, LOL. It was super nice to chat with them. Wait, here we'll show the wonderful Sarah's comment. Boom. So yeah. Boom, boom, boom. Sorry guys, I'm not used to doing a one-man show. Then legendary Butch Hartman.
Oh yeah.
Also drew me as a Fairly, not as a Fairly Odd Parent character, but he drew a cartoon buddy. That was pretty cool.
Tell me you got it with you. Tell me you got it with you.
I don't have it with me. I'm kind of heading to Muggins. It's in the other room. But he drew me, which hold on. We
Oh, so that's
can
beautiful.
just do this because yeah, we can just do this. Let me scroll up because we're a professional podcast that doesn't know how to get things prepared in advance. No, I'm kidding.
Well, the cool thing is you can watch him draw it live when.
Yes, he draws it
Yeah.
during the interview, and then and he even hints to it. He's like, "I got something to show you at the very end." And Butch is so fast. I wish he would have did it as a Fairly Odd Parents character, but I'm not complaining. I love Butch. I've met him multiple times. He's been a blessing. But there's me. Hold on. Let me turn maybe the brightness down. I don't think that's going to really help. No, that does not do it justice. Hold on. Hold on, guys. We're trying to make it work. Because I don't think I'm going to. I don't think you guys are really going to be able to see that. But anyways, we have a picture. I don't know what to. There we go.
There we go.
Yeah. So
Beautiful.
very nice of Butch Hartman. Beautiful man. Wonderful man. Christian man. Wonderful. Love him. I know him.
I know.
Okay. Then, we got the one and only illustrator, Tim Jacoby of Goosebumps. That was an amazing interview that Jonah was not there for.
Shame.
Yeah, shame. Then we got Richard Horvitz, which you would know as Invader Zim or Alpha 5, or Billy from Billy and Mandy. Now, huge shout out to this guy. We got Robin Thomas, which was the villain from the first movie of the Halloween Town. He was really nice. He gave both me and Jonah free autograph. We did not ask, just to clarify.
We said, "Are you sure?"
Yeah, right. Yeah, we said, "Are you sure?" Because he offered us a free picture each, and it was really nice of him. He was really nice. And yes, I still have Jonah's print because he forgot to get it from me. So next time I'll see him, which will probably be Friday, so it's all good. It's nice when you live in the same town as your best friends, so you can just give it to them at any time. So yeah, we got to interview him. Really awesome interview. It was nice. I was told by his handler person that I know from multiple cons, and that made me want to go interview him. As I was told when Robin wasn't there, hey, he really wants to meet you. He's seen you all weekend, and so that's why we approached him when we did. Because when someone says they want to meet me, well, I want to meet them too. So
He
very
was
awesome.
one of the nicest. He was one of the nicest.
Yeah, he was pretty nice. Yes.
Yeah.
Not the nicest in my book, because there's somebody that tops him, and that's the one, the only Kellen Lutz. He's always going to be my favorite just because of everything he did.
I mean, even his interview's phenomenal. I mean,
Oh yeah, the interview was phenomenal, and then the one that Jonah wasn't able to be there for a couple interviews because unfortunately Sarah got sick on Saturday, and the show must go on, so we had somebody else do some recording. So thank you to that person that did the recording. We wish them the best. We appreciate them. But one of the interviews that the reason why I'm bringing it up, because Jonah's a slacker and he didn't do this one, but it was still a good interview, is with the one, the only Peter Pecinelli. And that's Carlisle from Twilight. Really cool guy. Loved him. You'll see at the beginning of the interview, he was quoting Elf, and first 30 seconds we're quoting Elf and singing. I got him to sing with me, and we're singing. We're at a con and we're singing, and it was so funny because he's just so nice. So huge shout out to Mr. Peter, and I was like, yeah, we can talk about that movie all day, but we're here to talk about you. So yeah, that is the different interviews to expect. And it's insane. you know, this is the first con that I've ever gotten so many interviews at once. And, you know, we tried getting others, but just for different reasons, we weren't able to get certain people. And that's okay. Because I'm blessed for everybody that we did get. You know, there were certain people that were like, well, we're only doing press for the con, not for people that are representing the con. So it's like, it's okay. It's cool. But I gotta say, out of the people we got some of the bigger people. So out of everybody that we interviewed, who was your favorite interview?
You know, it's hard to say favorite, but I think Butch Hartman was my favorite. I mean, there's something about interviewing a creator and someone who's not just a voice actor or an actor. I would hope in the future we could get some more directors because they just have so many things you can ask them, and it's just very much a different interview than the rest.
Yeah.
If I had to pick an actor, I really did enjoy doing one for our buff, sexy vampire.
Yes.
His interview, him veering away from Twilight and going into the Expendables 3, that was for me. I thought that was really cool because I
Oh,
believe most people probably only talk about Twilight. So
hold on. Oh, Davion. No. Crap. Why didn't he send me a message? Sorry, I'm listening. Davion. Sorry, we actually had another co-host that wanted to join. Yo, are you still available? Go back to what you're saying. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
I think another, if I was going to pick a voice actor, because I just went director, actor, seeing the reaction when you pulled out that blanket and hearing the Clifford the Big Red
Yeah,
Dog voice, that brought me back to childhood, and that was a cool moment for me because something I watched a lot.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, and he's referring to Gray Delisle. Yes, so I do have a video, which I don't know if I'm gonna post it or not. But yes, I have a video that Mr. Jonah snuck, which was hilarious. How he was able to sneak it right in. I showed her my quilt, and she reacted to the quilt. I unfortunately didn't get signed this time, but I see her all the time, so we'll get her at a different con. And it was nice. She started reading some of the lines that are on the quote, and she's like, "Hey Clifford," and it was just, yeah, no, it was nice. It was like, oh, I'm in a time machine.
One of the most, I mean, one of the most impressive, just her going through all of her voices for us live was crazy. Wanda did it too, but that's much closer to her real voice, actually, than I thought it was.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely her regular voice, and I met her before. Give me.
I think your audio might have cut out. Yeah, no, hearing the Clifford the Big Red Dog voice was interesting in person. I didn't know if she could go back to it. You know, she's been voice acting for so long at this. You know, I
Oh
didn't know.
yeah, the thing you'll learn about some of these voice actors is even though that character was 20 years ago, which uh, they all can a lot of the times until they get like very old, they can do that voice. It just sticks with them. But yes, you're right. There are times that certain voice actors, it's like Jim Cummings is a perfect example, which,
Yeah,
you know, he could still do the voice of Winnie the Pooh that he's been doing for 50 years almost.
I think my and nothing against the actor or anything, but the one I'm most disappointed in as far as interviews go, I felt like unfortunately everyone was hopping in line, so we had to cut the actor who does them the Invader short, and I believe he had a lot more probably to say. So it's unfortunate that it got cut so short. I think that's the only like 2 minute one we have actually.
Um, yeah, no, actually, Lou Ferrigno was only like 2 minutes too.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
but no, when it comes to Richard Horvitz, we were asked nicely to not ask as many, or sorry, there was a preference that was set beforehand that he was kind of losing his voice. So I respectfully I was the one that cut that interview short by
Yeah.
only asking him a couple of questions so he didn't have to talk as much because he still had another day because that was on Saturday, right? That wasn't Sunday, was it? Or was that Sunday?
He had been, yeah, I think it was Saturday, but he had been doing voices the entire time and the lines. I mean, he's
Right.
been doing so many, so
Yeah,
I can
so
only
I didn't want
imagine.
him to have to, he let us talk to him, but I respect my people's times. So
Yes.
yeah, huge shout out to him. And we got the one, the only Davion Booster at the stage, baby.
Hi everyone. He caught me
About
off guard.
freaking time. No, I'm just kidding.
Yes, sir.
Caught me off guard. He really did.
Davion, meet Jonah. Jonah, meet Davion.
It's great to be on y'all show.
Hey bro, how you doing?
Yeah, when I
Good.
got him on here, he said, "Where's Scott? And where's the other guy?" I was like, "Davion," and I said, "They both said they can't be here." And I was like, "Ah!"
Like he did the Macaulay Culkin moment.
Yeah. I was like, "Okay, well, the show must go on, and I can talk as long as I have somebody." And one thing I am excited is there is going to be I'm giving a slight announcement that I know Scott's already aware of that it's going to happen. I don't know when it's going to happen, but when Jonah gets his computer fixed, Jonah's going to be one of my co-hosts for my new podcast that I'm going to be doing called Manning the Wheel with Buddy and Friends. And
Awesome.
I'm throwing that out now because I asked Jonah and his beautiful, gorgeous wife that if she was on right now, we would have like hundreds of views right now. But she has to be working. No, I'm just kidding.
Right.
It's nice as long as I have a co-host. I can just keep on talking. If it was just me talking, we would already be done. I'd be like, "Okay, guys, good night. That's the show. Bye-bye." But as long as I have somebody else interacting, it was perfect because Jonah's like, "Are you sure we're going to go on? We only got us two." I said, "Don't worry. I got questions for you to ask and stuff." So, yeah, it all worked out. And we're happy to finally have you back on. So I don't know how much of the show you've been listening to, Davion.
I just got home, and then when I tried to add myself to the show, it was because I wanted to ask you a couple of questions regarding.
Yeah, ask away.
So, who was the most memorable person that you seen at the convention?
Okay, let me re-ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to know the answer based on who we interviewed or based on who we met in general?
I think general.
Okay, then that's going to be Giancarlo Esposito.
Yeah, same. I was about to say the same.
I'll take it. Because you know what?
It's going to be Giancarlo Esposito. So, which we're going to be careful how we word this because we're going to be really nice. Okay, Giancarlo is very awesome. He did something for me that I don't think he was technically supposed to do, but we were not going to talk about. But anyways, we'll talk about. Anyways, so I brought a Captain America movie theater poster. You may have seen the one that's got him actually on it, his character. It's the only poster of all the different variants that has Giancarlo Esposito right on it. It's like a big old zoom picture.
Right.
I'll be honest, I didn't have $120 to get his autograph on that poster. I originally got it for me, but then when I was like, I don't have $120, I gave it to him. I said, "This is from my movie theater," and I just handed it to him. My theater lets me, I'm calling myself out, so I should probably not call myself out because the other person lives in the same town, and now I'm giving him the information, so now he can use it against me and steal all my movie posters. But my local theater sells movie posters for only $10 for any of the movies that come out. So I paid the $10. You do got to request in advance because people are starting to catch on that you can request. So they let me pick, and I picked that one, and I picked a poster for myself. And I said, I don't have the money, so, I went ahead and I just gave him the poster. And he's like, "Man, I just signed a bunch of these for Kevin Feige." And I was like, "Where's mine?" And I didn't get one. And he didn't have that poster. It meant so much to him. He said, which I should be showing right now, but it's okay. He gave me an 8x10. He said pick pick a print, and then he signed it for free. And then he said, let's get a picture. So yeah, out of everybody, I would say, well, yeah, Giancarlo's one, and then Mick Foley.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and
wait. I hope you ain't telling Nick Foley about me.
No, I didn't even think about you.
That's good.
I don't know what your beef is with him, but I have no beef.
There's no beef.
But we did interview him. There is an interview coming up.
I see that. I saw that.
No, we're interviewing. We got to interview him, but why I got to give credit, and I think Jonah would have said him first if something would have happened. And I don't blame Sarah and I don't blame Jonah because kids come first. Right. But one very nice thing that I got to give a huge shout out to Mick Foley is he did invite us to his show that was on Sunday because he said, are you guys driving back? And he said, yes. And he said, I got a show in Tulsa. It was technically on the way home, but Jonah and Sarah have kids and their babysitter didn't want to watch them longer than we were already supposed to be home. You know, we got back in town around 11. So, like I said, first off, what I didn't start off this entire thing is I need to give a huge shout out to Jonah and Sarah for bringing me to the convention because without them, there is no fudge eating contest winner named Buddy the Elf. And that's one of the
You won?
Oh yeah, that's right. Hey, welcome to being late to the show. Yes, I did the fudge eating contest. You had to eat 1.5 pounds in less than 5 minutes. And I technically had it all in my mouth. And I say that for a reason because I didn't realize that was the rule. As long as it was all in your mouth and you had nothing on your plate, you're considered the winner. And I had that done at 4 minutes and 20 seconds. But I thought I had to clear my mouth. So I gave my contestant that was right next to me, that was a girl, an extra 30 seconds. She almost beat me because I never put my hands up. I did put my hands up when he's like, buddy, put your hands up if you're done. I was like, I'm done. And then that's what I won. But she just finished her chocolate. She was like seconds away because I gave her an extra 30 seconds to put her hands up. She was so I almost lost. It was we've got that video coming up soon.
Congrats.
Yes, that came with 2 VIP passes for next year at GalaxyCon Oklahoma City. That's a $675 value alone. Then it came with some like dice from one of the booths from Miss Mountain Gaming, which is great because we do Magic the Gathering. And it came with more dice and a 20-sided pin. Then it came with chocolate because that's what you want. You want $100 worth of chocolate after eating fudge, and you're like, oh, I don't like chocolate anymore. I hate chocolate.
I love chocolate.
Yeah. I remember chocolate was made. I hate chocolate. If you understand the reference, please comment below. Let us know where that's from. I know where it's from. Day knows where it's from. Obviously, Jonah knows where it's from. But do you know where that was from? Because that was a pretty good dead-on impression, if I do say myself, because I'm full of myself, of course. So then the other thing we got is a Sunkist signed and sketched tuna because Joe Wos has been like the artist for the last, I think, 30-ish years. So that was one of the prizes. Then we got other prizes, but we also got this fancy GalaxyCon bag. That was cool. Nice. That I was able to put all my prizes. And then the other cool thing that I really love that Jonah's a little jealous on, and what helped me on Sunday when my phone died, I didn't know I want a battery pack. But wait, it's not just any battery pack. It's one that already has cords attached to it. Like any cord you need, it's there.
Not bad.
And then it came with this awesome water bottle.
Okay.
And it came with other stuff, more chocolate, and so yeah, it was that was the original prize. The passes were not supposed to be a prize, and they got added last minute. And so yeah, so now we're going to GalaxyCon next year. in Oklahoma City.
Oh, so you and Jonah.
Yeah.
Me, Jonah, Sarah, his brother, I think, and my mom. So
Okay, that's good.
So we'll have to figure all that out later, but yes, because my mom's like, I'm going next year, and I said, yes, you are. So gotta have mom go because she didn't get to go this year. And then we won a couple T-shirts. Yeah, we won some T-shirts, some GalaxyCon T-shirts, and so yeah, we got all kinds of stuff. But yeah, then to answer your question, to go back to what the other person, sorry, I said Giancarlo because of what he did, because that was still pretty cool what he did. But Kellen Lutz is another person that has to get credit, and he's already been mentioned a couple times on here, but we're gonna mention him again because Kellen Lutz, and I know Dave's like, who the freak are you talking about? I'm talking about the one, the only, the sparkling vampire himself. He's one of the call-ins. It wasn't obviously Robert Patterson, but he is Emin. If you've ever watched Twilight, Emin.
Yeah.
Yeah, the big buff brother. He came to the fudge eating contest to support me. Yes,
Yeah,
he left
crazy.
his table and came and supported me, was there for the entire time because he heard about it the day before, and I told him that I was in it. Or I said I'm 97% sure because I talked to them and they said they had their eyes. He walked right over there and said, hey, is Buddy going to be part of this contest?
Oh, okay.
And I think he's other reason why I for sure got picked because, of course, if celebrities are going to come to this, then yes, we're going to get the guy that's going to bring a Twilight vampire. I mean, why not?
This is why we love him as a co-host.
Yeah. It was such, I will say, out of all the cons that I've done, I love GalaxyCon. And the perfect thing I loved hearing out of Jonah's mouth because it's the same feeling I had last year.
Wait.
Hold on.
Okay.
Same thing I said last year. And I liked Jonah's confidence. He said next year is going to be better because we know the layout. Jonah, what you don't know is I said those same words last year, and that's why we were able to accomplish 22 interviews. We got 22 interviews this weekend. Because I went last year, I kind of knew how things worked.
Scoped it out.
Now that Jonah knows, that I know, and I know that he knows, working together, and if we do get approved as press, they said to apply for next year. So as long as we get approved for press, and even if we don't get approved, we already have a backup plan for content that's going to go great. So we are already 10 steps ahead. But Jonah forgot to pay his electricity bill again, and that's why he looks like Anakin Skywalker right now. You're supposed to be the chosen one, bring balance to the Force, not be led into darkness. But no, it was great to hear that when Jonah in the car said, we know the layout, we can get way more interviews, and that's what I like to hear.
Yeah.
It was, like I said, I went last year, and I got like maybe 7 interviews, if that. But it's because I didn't really know the layout. I didn't know much, and we got there a little late last year. Our plan for this next year is we're going to get there Thursday. We're like, forget driving up on Friday, getting there. No, we're going Thursday, and then we're going to be there when they open. So we already got that planned, or we're going to have it planned. We got an entire year. It's always Memorial Weekend, or at least it will be for next year. They had a 3-year contract, so I don't know what happens after next year. But I will say 10 out of 10 experience. Definitely suggest going next year. If you missed it this year, you missed a really good con. A lot of wonderful celebrities. So yeah. What other questions did you have for us, Day?
Because
you asked only one.
I think that was it.
You had a couple. You didn't have any other questions?
Nah, that was it. Because you basically answered everything.
Yeah. It was really good because I have been to so many cons that I met most of these people already. So it was easy to just walk up to most of them and say, hey, can I interview you? 2 of them literally said, because it's you, I'll do the interview. And I'm going to say who they are. And that was Mick Foley and Butch Hartman. Butch Hartman doesn't do many interviews, and neither does Mick Foley. I know, they don't do interviews, but they're like, because it's you, buddy? Which, Day, you're going to laugh at that. I may need to talk to Scott on the Mick Foley one, and I think I want the first 30 seconds of that interview cut out. Let's just say Mick Foley called me out because he's like, and I had to clarify the story, but I think we're just going to take it out. He's like, hey, we do share a lot in common, buddy, but one thing we don't share in common is getting kicked out of a convention. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. I was like, hold up. I did not get kicked out.
Shots fired. Shots fired.
I was like, we're not going to talk about that, God. That gives me PTSD. Oh, it was great. I was like, much love to face all love. But we're probably going to cut that from the interview. But yeah, I was like, way to call me out, Mick Foley. I mean, I thought we were best friends, and you set me up on my own interview.
But you know how he is. He will do something.
Oh yeah, no, he's amazing. I love, and he was gonna give us 3. He was gonna give us 3 VIP passes, or not VIP. He was gonna give us 3 show tickets for his show that he was performing, because he's like, I got a show in Tulsa. But the good thing is, actually, I can't. No, never mind. I will not say. But we will be seeing him soon. But I can't tell you when, because if I tell you when, that narrows what con, and he has not been announced at that con, so I will not give that announcement, even though he told me. He's like, I'll see you. I was like, oh, that's cool.
No. This is how you do it, Rob.
Actually, here, guys, I'll let you know what con. He's going to be at and yeah, so make sure to see him at and
And just to make an announcement, everybody, I am going to see John Wick Presents Ballerina on Monday, so you will get my movie review. Really?
Got him! Yeah, no, that's pretty cool. But we're not here to talk about John Wick. This show title is called GalaxyCon Review, not John Wick. No, I'm just kidding.
Put some fudge in that boy's mouth. No.
Yeah, just go ahead and Photoshop. Put whatever you want in there.
Hey, Keanu Reeves, I have nothing to do with this. If you're watching this,
yeah, Keanu Reeves watching at 1:03:21 exactly. If Keanu Reeves watches this, that means Will Ferrell's watching this.
You never know.
Yeah, they're having a beer right now, watching us be idiots right now.
You're almost a more famous buddy at this point. I mean, my God.
Shots fired! Woo!
So
I'd like to see. Actually, to be honest, I was gonna say I'd like to see Will Ferrell eat that much fudge in that time, but he technically did, but he threw up. That's the difference from all that sugar he ate. Because he actually ate that spaghetti. That was actual. He had to eat that, and they did multiple shoots, and he did throw up multiple times. They said, but you know who didn't throw up from eating 1.5 pounds fudge? This guy.
I almost threw up recording it.
Yeah, he almost threw up recording because he's like, man, and oh my gosh, Day, I can't wait. To be honest, I'm going to talk to Scott. I kind of want to do a Stream Punk reacts to my own challenge thing and just like talk it over and stuff, because that was so much fun. It's so cool, like, to see how, like, I was eating it kind of slow, and then the announcer will say something. He'll be like, this guy's already on his 4th, and then you just start seeing me tear through the fudge. I'm like,
was it really good fudge?
I don't know, to be honest.
I don't think at 1.5 pounds you think about that at that point.
I don't, and they've asked me. I mean, it was good enough to eat, but I can't really tell you the difference between the There was 6. Oh, what you don't know, Day, is it was 6 different flavors. It wasn't just chocolate. It was pickled fudge. There was freaking red hots, like a cinnamon spicy one that I didn't know, and that was my actually last one that I ate because I was like, wait, this one oh wow, this is a little spicy, but I just kept on eating. I was like, I'm gonna win. That's why I pulled out the water too, because I wasn't expecting. And then there was like a creme brulee, or however you say it. They had a Snicker one, a double chocolate, and then something else. But yeah, there were 6 different flavors that you had to eat, and they were about squares, about this big. And like I said, it equaled 1.5 pounds of fudge, and you had to eat all 6, or whoever ate the most. So if not all 6 squares were finished, it was whoever ate the most within the time. And it was all in here at 4 minutes and 20 seconds. But I didn't say that I was winner until 4 minutes and 50 seconds.
He walked it off and did 2 interviews directly after. I couldn't believe it. I mean,
oh yeah.
He went. Didn't you go out and party that night too? I mean, my God.
Oh yeah.
I thought he'd be laid out.
We went to the club. Because in the club we all fam. Until you meet these nice people, and then they tell you that they don't want to hang out with you anymore. So in the club we not all fam. Shout out to Jonah's video he sent me, which was so.
Right.
What?
You remember this reference?
No.
Jonah, you remember this reference? You get it.
What is that from?
Wolf of Wall Street.
Never seen it. That's why.
He doesn't like comedy stuff.
I wouldn't say Wolf of Wall Street ain't a comedy.
Man, it's hilarious, dude. They got so many funny scenes up in that shit.
But it's not stupid comedy, right?
Yeah, fair enough.
It's got Leonardo DiCaprio, right?
Yeah, it's got Leonardo and Jim Hill.
I've never had the chance to see it, but I'd like to see it. It's not one that I refuse to see. Yes, I don't like stupid comedies, so there are actors that I avoid, but I like Leonardo DiCaprio. So yeah, I'll give it a chance. But no, we went to the clubs, and I was referring to Jonah because he sent me a video. He's like, hey, here's your experience when those people you randomly met on the street that wanted you to go to the club and then told you they didn't want to hang out with you. It was like this video going, I thought we were fam, or in the club, we're not all fam. F you guys. It was so funny. And you made me think that we were fam. Well, we're not. But God works in mysterious ways, and I know this is going to blow Dave's mind. So I'm going back to the hotel because I'm like, fine, I guess I'm not going to go to the club with these people. So I'm walking back because I was in downtown of Oklahoma City, but I felt safe because I was Buddy the Elf, because nobody's going to beat up Buddy the Elf. I was actually getting more praise, and it made me feel more safe. So I'm about 10-minute walk is about how far I am from the hotel. So I'm on my way back. Well, I pass another club, and this guy goes, hey, buddy, why are you not in the club? I was like, you know what? That's my sign. I'm going to the club. F those guys. Elf those guys. And that guy bought me a drink. So that's cool. We had free adult apple juice all night. So that was great. It was great because it was a green drink, the color of my suit. Because they're like, yo, do you want some liquid Mary Jane? What's your favorite name?
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what we drank. And we're like, yeah, sure, it's free. Woo! No, but that's what and what was nice is it was weird. The guy I met, you know what he did at the end of the night?
What?
He said, hey, because I told him I'll be here next year. Be here for GalaxyCon because I want VIP. He said, reach out to me when it gets closer and we'll just hire you for next year's event. So I'm going to get paid to be at the club next year. And then we're going to just use that money for autographs the next day. So so it's going to pay for itself. You know, I did message him. He messaged me earlier, and then I asked him, I'm like, how much are we chucking, because I'm probably going to be there for a good 6 hours partying. And we'll see. Do I get free adult apple juice to go with it? Because I mean, I'll contain myself. But no, it was fun. We let loose, and then yes, what Jonah mentioned. We stayed at the Omni Hotel. It was a little pricey, but thanks to Jonah and Sarah for splitting half the hotel because they did, and me splitting half. It evened out where it actually wasn't that bad. We're talking about 300 split or something like that. About 600 for 2 days, which I know next year will be a little bit more because we're going to do 3 days. Or like I said, we'll talk about that later. Because I did have another idea for you, Jonah. Is what we could do is on that Thursday. We don't have to per se be at the Omni on Thursday. Get a cheaper hotel on Thursday.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
But make sure it's like in a safest area. And then we'll pay $10 for parking, but just make sure we're early. And then, and then I think we can talk to the con and do the valet parking. But anyways, that's for a different day. But we got a whole year to plan, but we'll figure it out. But anyways, so yeah, the Omni Hotel was a blessing because even though on Sunday I slept in a little bit because my legs were burning. I don't know how I went to work Monday because my legs were fine, but when I got up on Sunday, you can ask Jonah, I was slower than molasses because my feet were burning from being in my elf shoes all weekend. It was brutal where I was like, I gotta help pack, and we got to the con about 11, which is not bad because it opened at 10, and it was nice being at the Omni because we ran in. Yeah. Hey Jonah, who did you go in the elevator with?
So the first one was Murr from Impractical Jokers.
Nice.
Yeah, this is the first day. He's like, guess who I was in the elevator with? And this is where I met Murray. He's like, I just was in the in the elevator with me.
Yeah, and I said, "Oh, you're from Impractical Jokers." I was like, "Do you do any pranks at the cons?" He said, "Sometimes." And then my wife told him, "Do a joke," and he laughed really hard. So.
Oh, and in the interview, you'll see that I got Impractical joked.
Yeah.
Because we were giving crap to each other. This was before the interview, and he asked a question, and I was like, and my response was, your mom. And he's like, and they both were so serious looking to me. They're like, my mom is unalived. I have to say that word because like the algorithm. But anyways, his mom's not with us anymore. And it was like I was like, oh, this is awkward. Why did I just make a your mom joke and his mom's? And then he started laughing. And he's like, she is not with us, but it's all good, man. And then we start the interview, right? And he says, hey, buddy, remember about a minute ago when you made your mom joke and my mom's not with me anymore? And I was like, ladies and gentlemen, that's the interview. Good night, everybody. I just made a practical joke. And then we went on. But yeah, it was so funny. And the thing I liked about the Murr was he kept asking, what are we doing? I said, we're interviewing you. He's like, it just was so funny how he kept asking. You do see skin. You will see skin. You will see his man bits right here.
Okay, that's nothing to censor. We all got man bits.
Yeah, I mean, we're probably not going to censor it, but oh my gosh, I still can't believe he did that in his.
They're a little mutilated. Is the problem?
Oh, yeah, his agent's reaction when he did it was probably like, "What the f are you doing, bro?"
Okay, so was it like, or was it like, hey, yeah, don't ever book me with this guy again?
I couldn't stop looking.
Huh?
I couldn't stop looking.
Wait, what's going on?
When we saw it, what was your reaction?
When he goes like that?
Yeah, when his managers
he had like a six-pack. He didn't have a belly.
No, but the long nipple stuff. But
yeah, he plays with them. I was like, what the heck is going on?
His boss was like, don't ever hook me up with this guy ever again.
Yeah, probably his agent's probably like, yeah, no more interviews with this guy. But no, okay, so that's the first person. Who are the other people that just so happen to go in the elevator the next time with you?
Well, so there's 3 different occasions. So one of them was the voice actor for Wanda, and I was trying to put the suitcase trolley into the elevator, and I told her she could take her own elevator because I didn't want to get it all up in there. And she said that it was fine. And then I got in there, and she's like, "See, there's enough room." She's like, "It's like a ballroom in here. We could go dancing." And I was like, "Oh my."
Oh my.
And then we found out she was only 2 doors down from us. We were 2 doors down from her, and we were across from us was Cosmo.
Yep, right across from us.
Which we're not really going to talk too much about Cosmo tonight, but
yeah, the last one was Zim the Invader, voice actor, and also the Young Guns.
Yeah, so Richard was it first Richard Horvitz and then Lou Philip Diamond?
Well, okay, so Diamond was in there when I first got in, and then Zim the Invader got on at like the 5th floor. So like they were in there together at the same time.
Oh wow.
And so and then which no, I did not stalk Butch, but I saw Butch, and this was one of the nice ones. I was like, "Hey, Butch," and I didn't think he heard me, but I was going to the elevator anyways. I did find out the next day he did hear me. Because he talked about it. I just so happened I needed an elevator to go up too because I needed to go to my room. And it was so funny as I got at the elevator. He's like, "Buddy, I'm going to bed." I said, "So am I." I said, "Don't worry, I need to get to my floor." And he's like, he made the joke in the elevator about going to the same floor. I said, "No, see, I'm 8, you're 10. So don't worry, I'm not going to your floor." So it just was funny that, and then I found out the next day, it's like, "I heard my name the loudest it's ever been. Just Butch Hart, man." It was funny. Like, I didn't say it that loud, but no. But Butch was really cool. Butch, a wonderful guy. Love seeing him. And every time I've seen him, he's blessed me with something. So it was cool to have a sketch of Buddy. I wish it was as the Fairly Odd Parents, but hey, I'll take whatever I can get. That's always the next trip I see him. He'll probably no. I'm just kidding. Okay, let's see, before we leave, because it's already like an hour and 20 minutes, so we're about to wrap this thing up. Dave, do you want to ask any other questions? Do you want to...
You basically spilled everything out, bro. I ain't got nothing to say.
Well, then how was your day, Dave?
Not exciting as your weekend.
Yeah, it was, like I said, it was a really good
point. The pictures and stuff I sent you about Mission Impossible being at the red carpet, but other than that, no.
Yeah, no, that was pretty cool that you got to do the red carpet laugh. Yes, so Jonah got to meet Tom Cruise last weekend. Not this last weekend, but the weekend before.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's like, "Hey, Tom." And he took a picture of him actually looking. So
I was like, "Hey, Tom, look up." He looked. He was like, "Oh," and I was like, "Gotcha." He was like, "Yo." He started.
So many. He's been suing. Okay, I like what I've been hearing about Tom Cruise recently because he's been doing so many sightings. I wish there was one that would have been closer to me because I need him on my Outsiders poster. Because he's from The Outsiders, which is a wonderful movie, and Day hasn't seen it yet, and he still needs to watch it. And it's really good.
That's just like you watching on Tropic Thunder.
I'll watch Tropic Thunder once you watch Outsiders, and I promise you. I got you.
Right. Rob got to watch Tropic Thunder.
I mean, it's got Robert Downey Jr. in it, man. You got to watch it.
I can't say what I want to say live, so we're not going to say what I want to say live.
I'm kind of curious, but I'm like,
yeah, we'll say it after. I'll say it in front of you, Dave. I'm just not gonna say it on the internet, live streaming, and then our entire page gets shut down and we're canceled for life. And then I just messed it all up. Yeah, no, we're not. The buddy's not doing that today. Not today, Satan. But no. Last thing I want to just mention is I want to just appreciate GalaxyCon for like what Jonah said earlier. They are a very well organized convention. There was I will say, which Jonah didn't. He may just not know. There was a couple lines that were not as organized, but for the most part, yes, every line was organized and had a specific spot for VIP, which if you got the Omni Hotel, you were given a fast pass. So that's where the cost balanced out too, is you were given this fast pass that lets you cut lines. That's like $200 to $300 value in itself. So, that technically covers like paying that much for the Omni Hotel because you're able to cut lines. No, you didn't need it for many lines, but it helped with like Giancarlo Esposito, where I was able to just walk right up, give him the poster, or William Shatner. We met William Shatner, and his line was huge. But Jonah was like, "Wow, Robert, you're just able to go boom and boom out." I didn't have to really wait in line. The only lines that I had to wait were two of the voice actors did not have an actual spot that said VIP, and I was like, you're supposed to have that because it's like, yeah. But anyways, that's okay. They're really well set up. And the good thing for you, Jonah, is, and you saw the setup, that's how it was set up last year. That's why I knew what to expect. And now you know what to expect. It's set up that way every year. They didn't change their layout at all.
It's gonna be great next year. Got a lot of plans going around.
We're really excited. They're gonna be planning more cosplays. We got a lot of video ideas for next year where we're gonna be giving prizes. We're gonna be having so much content with different cosplayers. We have so much excited that we've got a year to plan. And mom's going. Hello, Mom.
Yeah, Mom.
Speak of Angel. Hi. And so Mom's going next year to GalaxyCon, so we're excited. She'll get to worry about me when I go to the club until 2 a.m. in the morning, and it'll be okay because
if I decide, wait, Mom, if I
decide, you would. But the good thing is I'm going to kidnap Jonah and Sarah, and they're going to go to the club too with me.
Mom, if I decide to go, I'll make sure your son is in good hands.
I love how it cut out when you said that, so all I heard was hands. And your son will be left in hands. No, we need to get you to go to the Cherry Blossom Festival next year.
That one I'm down with.
Yeah. Cherry Blossom Festival in Marshfield, Missouri, because we give shout out to other cons while talking about one con. Yeah, but okay. Well, on that note, I think 10 out of 10 experience. Keep up the great work, GalaxyCon. Can't wait until next year. Please bring a lot of good guests. I'm praying that the guest list was really good.
We're going to a hotel the whole time.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be at the Omni.
The whole time I'll pay.
Oh. Well, I guess we're staying at the Omni all 3 days, ladies and gentlemen, because Mom's like, we're not going to a cheap hotel. And then, but anyways, so stay tuned for next week, guys, because we have Cash or Trash next week. And Jonah, you're still, what are you doing? Jonah?
Did he
Jonah?
I guess this is our cue. So on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Davion Busty.
Hold on. But next week is Cash or Trash, so stay tuned. And on that note,
I'm Davion.
Robert Manning, aka Buddy Dale. That's Davion You see?
Always.
And that was Jonah Jackson, the one, the only legend that brought me to the con. And Sarah, miss you. Love you guys. And that piece, we're out of here.